Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at ArkLaTexHomepage.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces with your Monday morning forecast update, and this, of course, setting up to be one of the most interesting weather weeks that we have seen here in recent memory as we are watching both Tropical Storm Marco and what is now Tropical Storm Laura. Both of those will have impacts on our weather this week, particularly watching Laura on Thursdays. We could see some hurricane-like impacts there in the ArkLaTex. Let me break that down for you here in just a moment, but we still have to get through Marco before we await Laura. So most of the impacts from Marco will be felt in the ArkLaTex tomorrow or Tuesday. We could pick up some late day rain today, but as far as the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center, not too many changes from where we left off yesterday. If you went to bed last night, the track not much different this morning as it's expected to kind of skirt along the coastline. We will see an increasing chance from rain of this mainly overnight and through the day on Tuesday. The impacts from Marco will be pretty low. It should just be kind of a typical day of summer thunderstorms tomorrow. We're not too concerned about any severe weather threat here. It is possible we could see a brief spin-up tornado maybe on Tuesday, but I think the more significant impacts will be felt, especially as we move through the day Thursday as Hurricane Laura makes its way in. So let's talk about Marco for your Monday, starting out with plenty of sunshine, kind of the calm before the storm today. Likely see some of that tropical air push some clouds, maybe a little bit of rain in south of I-20 late today, but the impact's very minimal today. Rain and thunderstorms will be a little more scattered on Tuesday as you see some of those outer bands beginning to affect the region, and I think most of the impacts Tuesday will be northwest Louisiana and East Texas. Again, can't rule out maybe isolated severe weather here, but for the most part these should just be regular type kind of passing showers and thunderstorms here. Could see some isolated pockets pick up maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain, but again the overall impacts will be pretty low from Marco for us through at least Wednesday morning. May get a little bit of a break Wednesday, then our eyes will turn to what happens with Laura, which is staying just south of Cuba here, so this will strengthen potentially into a Category 2 hurricane, and a lot of the government folks saying be prepared for maybe even a major hurricane, a Category 3, as it makes landfall along the coastline late Wednesday, early Thursday. The path will take it up through the ArkLaTex, and again, notice how wide the cone of error is, so we could see some adjustments to this overall path, but either way, it does look like even if there are some adjustments, we would feel the main impacts from this on Thursday. So what we could be looking at as far as some of the Laura impacts, obviously some heavy rainfall, so we could see some 4 to 6 plus inch accumulations across maybe Louisiana and Arkansas where you're closer to the track. Further to the west, maybe some 2 to 3 inch accumulations, and then East Texas, Oklahoma, including the Texarkana area, maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain. So most of the flash flooding that we would expect to see on Thursday would be across northwest Louisiana, but there will be some other impacts in addition to the heavy rain and flooding from what will be Hurricane Laura. We could see some isolated tornadoes and possibly some hurricane force wind gusts. So we're talking wind gusts that are like severe weather, over 60 miles per hour or so will be possible across our Louisiana parishes. But as that storm continues to move to the north, it will kind of lose its punch as far as the wind, so we don't foresee any kind of hurricane force type gusts across the rest of the region. But that will be enough to cause some tree damage, obviously, maybe some power outages if nothing were to change with the forecast. And just for today, you can see it's pretty quiet out there with those outer bands beginning to bring some rain down along the coastline, but nothing too significant. Your temperatures starting out the day here in the 60s and low 70s actually should be a pretty nice Monday morning for us, and what will be a pretty hot afternoon. Your highs today in the low to mid 90s, a little more humidity this week compared to last week since we are dealing with a tropical system here. Again, some scattered storms on Tuesday as well as Wednesday, and then Thursday it looks like it starts to go downhill a little bit just as far as the passage of Hurricane Laura, which will still continue to bring some showers and storms to the region Friday, but the main impacts will be Thursday. Some of this lingering tropical moisture that's out there will keep the chance of some storms going through the upcoming weekend.